You are listening to the Love and Confidence Podcast, episode number 97. Welcome to the Love and Confidence Podcast. If you're a woman who wants to feel more irresistible, have more fun, and create deeper and more authentic connections, this podcast is for you. I am your host, Certified Life Coach Lærke Nielsen, and I help you become the best and most confident version of yourself so you can attract the love life you desire. Let's get started. Hey everyone. Today I'm going to talk about one of my absolute favorite topics, which is confidence. As you know, I feel very strongly about working on our relationship with ourselves, as I believe that every romantic relationship we have in our life is a reflection of the relationship we have with ourselves. And key to our relationship with ourselves is confidence. So the way I was taught self-confidence, it was never just about self-trust. It was so much more. It was also about self-love, self-talk, willingness to allow our emotions, believing in our abilities to create what we want in life, and trusting our capacity to solve problems and overcome challenges. And also, it was about having our own back in every difficult situation. And confidence is really near and dear to me. I always have loved coaching women on confidence. So, in this episode, I'm going to talk about what I call love confidence or magnetic confidence and how this influences your love life. Because this is what I've seen again and again with my clients and also have experienced in my own personal life. When you have a strong confidence, you become magnetic, you become irresistible, and you are already something like 90% of the way to attracting love. You also are so much more healthy and balanced inside a relationship, and you will recover with less suffering after a breakup. So, in all phases of your love life, you will benefit from building a strong confidence. And I feel like sharing with you that all the way from when I was still in certification and I have coached clients for free, what I liked the most about that was to help women grow their confidence. I coached on many different topics and many different life challenges, but confidence was always the winner. It was always my favorite. I knew this was what I wanted to focus on. I was a confidence coach at heart before anything else. And that was what I felt really passionate about. Helping women who felt insecure, maybe a bit awkward, less confident, and very conscious about what other people might think of them and how they are perceived in social contexts. Women who had a tendency to overthink, to doubt themselves, to ruminate about what they did and said or didn't do and say last week, and who had a strong inner critic that kept pushing negative self-talk on them. I wanted to help them let go of all that and step into their true power. Grow a strong self-confidence. Open up their flower and bloom. Shine their true light. And this is, of course, because this is my own story. I was the insecure young woman with a lot of negative self-talk, self-criticism, even self-blame and self-hate. I was quiet, self-inhibiting, hiding myself, often not very comfortable in social contexts unless I knew everyone very well, and I was very conscious of myself all the time. For many years, I felt I was this invisible, quiet, and a bit nerdy girl in the corner of the room that nobody noticed. I didn't feel safe being myself and showing my true, authentic self to people, which I of course understood much later was due to a conditioning and a set of beliefs that I picked up in my childhood. It took me many years to change those beliefs and unlearn this conditioning. And the way I feel about myself today, compared to what I felt as a young woman, that is like two different persons. It's like I live on a whole different planet today. And I want to help others do the same. I want to help women who feel insecure, who feel awkward, who feel overly conscious about themselves, step into feeling confident and strong. Be courageous to show their authentic self to the world and develop a strong self trust and having their own back in all kinds of situations. Confidence is so magic and so powerful. It opens all the doors in your life. It opens the doors to friendships, career, setting and achieving goals, and all the things you want to do in your life. And of course, it opens the doors to love. Confidence is what makes you the most attractive. If you can only choose to work on up leveling one thing in your life, it has to be your confidence. It is way more attractive than the way you look or what you wear. Confidence overrules all of this. Confidence always wins over outfit and looks, and it always makes you more attractive and more magnetic in the eyes of other people, whether they are romantic connections, friends, or even strangers. And having a strong confidence allows you to really shine your light and be your true, authentic self. And the good news is that this is something you can learn. It's not either you have it or you don't. You can learn this. It's also something that most of us have to work on regularly. Growth is a lifelong journey, and so is our love life. And especially in romantic relationships, our self perception is constantly put into focus and challenged, and is also the basis of how we interact with a partner. So, throughout our life, we are put in different situations where we have to reconnect with ourselves. We have to reconnect with our confidence as well. So, coming back to my initial fascination with coaching on confidence, when I just certified and I worked with clients on confidence and I saw their growth, I saw how they went from feeling defeated and insecure and small to radiating with confidence. Then I thought, this is it. This is what I'm here to do. But as it is recommended for everyone who doesn't have a million followers or already a big and successful business, I had to choose a niche to be more specific. And so at the time, I chose to focus on helping women recover and grow their confidence after breakups. And then, as my clients got over their exes and they wanted to start dating again, I helped them do that, and also had people reach out who wanted me to help them with dating, even though they knew I was a breakup coach. So I got more and more experience in dating too, and I realized that it had a different energy to it. And I like the idea of creating something new in the future instead of letting go of something in the past. So at some point, I decided to focus mainly on dating. And although I always have believed and still do that the inner work we do to create a strong relationship to ourselves is the most important work I do with clients, I also developed my coaching services to be everything outside of that and that was related to dating. So, for instance, how to master online dating, how to set up a dating profile, what to say and do when someone texts you this and that, and where to meet men and how to flirt and so on. All things that are very action oriented and less mindset work, but that definitely improves a lot when we do the mindset work first. And as I got more and more experience with clients in all phases of their love life, I more and more realized one thing that kept coming up and kept reminding me of what is really truly the most important thing in both dating, relationships, and getting over a breakup. And that is that it all begins with yourself. And it is all rooted in your self perception. In other words, in your self confidence. Having a strong confidence and loving your life, by the way, that is equally important. That is what attracts a man and makes you be invited to the second, the third, and the fourth date, and so on. It's also what allows you to be in a relationship in a more balanced and healthy way. And it is what helps you recover with less suffering after a breakup. So, to conclude on this story about how I wanted to focus on confidence but was recommended to choose a specific niche, here I am, almost 5 years later, and having seen the evidence that confidence is key to all phases of our love life, dating, relationships, and breakup, as well as the phase in between when we're single and not yet ready to date. This only confirms to me that helping women grow their confidence, it is still my passion, and I do see the value in focusing on confidence in a specific area of life, such as our love life, as opposed to covering both career, business, and social life, for instance. But I also want to say that the inner work, the mindset part of building self confidence, that will benefit you in other areas of life as well. When you grow your self confidence, not your confidence in a skill, not your concrete knowledge about dating profiles, for instance, but your inner self confidence, your self perception, it will empower you in ways that will impact the rest of your life. Growing your self confidence is a meta skill. It's a skill that can be applied in many areas of life, maybe with a slight shift in nuance or flavor. So, a bit like when you learn how to ride a bike. You can ride any bike, but you might have to adjust the height of the saddle before you ride a new bike. So, in other words, if you want to grow your confidence as a person in the way you show up in a social context or at the office, I will be happy to help you with that as well. And you can also use the same tools in dating and relationships. Anyways, coming back to love confidence. When I look back on my own life, I can see that every time where I have attracted a man and started what I would call a significant relationship in my life, it was always when I was my most confident and happy version of myself. And what that looked like was that I had in these periods of time a great relationship with myself. I knew I was not perfect, but I liked who I was and I enjoyed being me. I focused more on the positives than the negatives. I felt like I had a lot to offer and that I was a catch, not to everyone, of course, but to the man who was vibing in my frequency. I enjoyed my life. I tried new things. I challenged myself to get out of the comfort zone regularly. I had an active and fun social life. I kept meeting new people, and there was an openness to my approach to social life. I was curious and open and positive towards the new people I met. I also had a purpose in life. I felt passionate about what I was doing or my vision of where I was going. And in some cases, I even felt that I was living my dream and doing all the things I wanted to do, one after the other. And this is what makes you love confidence or magnetically confident. And it's much more than just having a routine with affirmations or practicing gratitude or even just feeling okay. It's a global life concept of how you see yourself, how you feel about yourself, the social life you have, what you do in life, how you feel about what you do, and what gives your life meaning, who you are in this world. And part of it is also being adequately challenged to grow. And part of it is having fun and creating joyful experiences in life. And then a big part of it is also to have an open mindset, being open to the new people you meet, whether that is friends or potential dating connections. Being an open and positive person is so much more attractive than being closed off and unapproachable. So, what do you think and believe when you have a strong love confidence? If you are a single woman, then you feel absolutely certain that whenever you want to find love, it is going to happen. You know that you are a catch and that you have a lot to offer, even if you don't see yourself as perfect. You are accepting of your imperfections the same way as you would be with a man. And you are not in a hurry or attached to meeting someone soon, because you have an exciting life already, So the man is going to be an addition. When you go out, you are open and curious. You have decided to have fun no matter what, and you are not dependent on meeting a romantic connection to have a fun night out. You have a direction and you have intentions in your life, and you are committed to go there, with or without him. You don't put your life or dreams on standby because you're single. You find ways of doing the things you would want to do with a man. You just do it with other people, you do it with friends, and you don't miss out on life while you're single. So if you meet someone who's all in on you in the beginning and then change how they show up and become inconsistent, you don't dwell too much on it. You don't overthink the situation. You don't obsess about whether he's going to write you again and when, and whether he's still into you or not, and how you can make him like you more. You think more about whether you are still into him, given that he seems to be not very consistent. And then you might decide to move on to someone who's giving you the consistency and the fun and romantic dates that you're looking for. You don't try to change yourself for a man. You know that it's exactly who you are that he wants. So changing yourself would be counterproductive. You don't make big compromises or please him to the extremes. You might want to please someone because you like them. Don't get me wrong. It's not that you think he needs to do something very impressive to earn your attention. But you do it because you feel like doing it, not because you want him to like you more. You know that when you show yourself to the world and to a man, it will attract the people who are vibing in that same frequency. They will be drawn to you. And you don't feel the need to hide or play small. You are comfortable being yourself, and you even see that as an asset. So why would you have to go out of your way to make someone like you? You are already very likable and lovable. At the same time, you don't feel entitled. You know you have to open up and give something the other way around, and you don't let a small bump on the road mean that a man is completely out of the game. Instead, you focus on having a clear and healthy communication, and you focus on what you can create together and how it feels like to be together. If someone chooses to leave you, you don't make it mean that you are not lovable or you will be alone forever. You do feel quite certain that there are lots of men out there who want someone like you, and that you will get over this person who left you. And you also don't torture yourself with thoughts about him getting over you and moving on faster than you. Honestly, you don't really care if he seems to have done that. You know that even if you are hurting for a while, you are not going to be alone forever. In fact, you are not alone in your life, and you have joy in your life. You are worthy, lovable, and important in this world. So you bounce back and get into your confidence again while continuing life. You don't make your whole life about a man. It's not your biggest project, and you are not lost without a partner. So you might deliberately choose to not look for a man for a while and instead spend your energy on cultivating other parts of your life. And it's typically when you do that and have fun while you do it that you attract love into your life. But it can also be in a phase of your life where you are indeed intentionally looking for someone. You just don't make it a full-time job that drains you, and you don't attach to it or feel that your life is empty without a partner, even if you're committed to working on finding someone. So, you might have noticed that this is a lot like being a securely attached person. The confidence concept is a bit wider than that because attachment styles focus mainly on how we attach to other people, whereas confidence is more than that. It also covers your belief in yourself and your risk willingness, for instance. But I would say it's safe to say that most securely attached people have a good amount of self-confidence. So why would you want to work on your love confidence? How does that help you? I hope it's obvious by now that being in that magnetic confidence, that is in itself the best feeling you can be in. That is already enough. And yes, it does attract people, including men, who are also living their best life and coming from a positive and open growth mindset. But many of you might not think that you need more confidence. You might think, well, I'm confident in myself, that is not the problem. And I have to say, I did that too. But notice that confidence is more than just, I'm not shy to say what I want or I believe in myself. It's also a way of approaching life and other people, and it's a way of overcoming challenges. So if you're dating and you have been for a while and you met, let's say, over 35 men and you don't meet anyone that are a mutual match, then you can most likely track the reason back to yourself. And instead of thinking that the problem is out there, then when you have a strong confidence, you approach this with curiosity and willingness to be wrong. And you decide to try new ways of dating. Maybe you are texting the wrong guys. Maybe you need to start matching with someone you don't normally match with. Maybe you are judging too fast on a date. Maybe there is some potential you're missing out on. Maybe you are not being your best self and showing who you are on dates. You try more to be what you think he wants you to be, and so you don't get invited for a second or third date. Or maybe you are unconsciously self-sabotaging because you don't feel safe to let a man close to you, because you are way too critical towards yourself. Or you don't trust your ability to set boundaries. It is all pointing back to you and your self-confidence, your self-perception. And that also includes self-love and self-trust as well. If you are super confident, like in this magnetic energy, you will get invited for the next date in maybe 9 out of 10 times. And that gives you the power to decide. And I'm not saying you have to go on all the dates, but then you are the one who decides. And becoming confident in love, magnetically confident, that is exactly what I can help you with. Now, here's some important information that's about to come up. I have a new program that I'm opening the doors to now, today, and that is specifically designed to help you grow your love confidence and access that magnetic glow that we all have inside us when we feel that we're living our best life or we are on our way to live our best life, and we feel amazing about who we are when we are authentically ourselves. This magnetic glow and this strong love confidence is something I want to help you build. So, if you imagine your self-confidence measured on a scale from 1 to 10, I will help you go all the way to a 9 or 10 out of these 10. And I'll help you do that in 10 weeks. So, become a 10 in 10 weeks. And if you think you are already a 9 in 10, but your love life is not working the way you want it to, I challenge you to book a call with me and let me help you identify what is getting in your way so you can crack that code. And I can almost guarantee you that it's related to your self-perception. It's somehow related to your self-confidence. So, what we do in this program is I help you grow your confidence over 10 weeks. And I also give you the tools that you need to be able to grow it even more or boost it or even rebuild it if at some point you need that. It is a skill to grow confidence, and you can learn that skill. Now, what is it that I teach you then in concrete terms? You will learn to control the negative self-talk that you might have and turn it around to encouraging and inspiring thoughts. You will learn to feel good about being your authentic self, seeing what makes you an irresistible catch. What are the things you love about yourself and that you want to emphasize? You learn how to embrace all of you and owning your story. And usually before we can own our story, we need to take a look at it and decide to reframe it so it feels inspiring and empowering. And I help you do that, of course. You will learn how to emotionally regulate, and this is all about emotional intelligence, so that you can support yourself when you feel overwhelmed by negative emotions and you can react in a calm and reflected way instead of feeling powerless. I also help you strengthen your belief in yourself and your ability to create the life you want, including the love life you want. And we will work on your self-trust so that you know you have your own back, you know you support yourself, you can speak up, and you can say no. And then there's a whole part about prioritizing joy and purpose in your life. And this is all about your social life, having fun, but also having a passion that you cultivate and that gives your life meaning. This might sound like a lot in 10 weeks, and it is, but it is totally doable. The point is not to master everything to perfection, but to learn the skills of it and know how to apply it on yourself and in your life. And this is a one-to-one program, so I will work individually in a private setting with each of you. The main purpose is for you to be able to show up for yourself in your life and be the best version of yourself, to live your best life. That is in itself already 90% of the way to attracting love. Because when you are in this energy, you become very attractive, whether you are actively dating or not. So it will completely change how men respond to you. And that means you are the one who gets to choose now. Your dating life will feel so much easier and more fun than before. And if you are already in a relationship, your current partner will also feel this transformation and start seeing you in a different way. If you're getting over a breakup and you want to grow your confidence, I can definitely help you too. But if the breakup is very recent, we will work on processing your emotions first and then grow your confidence later. So if this feels attractive to you, if you want to be magnetic, irresistible, and feel amazing about yourself and your life, then I think you should book a call with me. As it's a new program, I will be offering it for a favorable price in the first month. So it's definitely now you want to reach out and get on a call. And then I will share more about what it would mean for you and how I see your transformations. And we decide if we want to move forward with this. And then if you don't want that, then at least you know it's not for you. But if you do want it, then you are about to make the biggest change in your life. You are about to meet the new you and your new life in a magnetic and strong self-confidence. And for your information, I will cap the number of clients so I can take 6 persons, as I want to be able to offer you my full support. So with this, I invite you to book a free call on the link in the show notes and let's talk. Thank you for listening all the way to the end. I will be back in a week from now. Take care and enjoy dating, love, and life. If you like what you're hearing on this podcast and you want to get support from a coach on your love journey, I invite you to book a free consult call with me. You will find the link in the show notes. And also, don't forget to subscribe, and I would love it if you would rate and review this podcast, and then you'll also help other women find it.